Hello, my pensive Pisces. Welcome back. As you know, I am Sachi the Scorpio, and I'm here to deliver your guided twin flame soulmate reading for the month of June. Please like, comment, and subscribe. The more energy that you send to me, the more energy that I can send to you. So, you know, you're usually last, right? Save best for last. But I'm no longer doing my readings in order of the signs anymore. I am now going to do them in order of whichever videos get the most like from the previous video segment. So if you would like to be first or to not always be last, Pisces, then please send me more likes and the likelihood of your next video will be increased. So, you know, anyone new here, welcome. So we're going to be using the Spellcaster's Tarot for the general energy. We also take a look at the light aspect of things, which is the lighter karmic lessons of what's going on and what is also known to us, what is in the light. We also take a look at the shadow, which is the darker, deeper, more difficult karmic lessons and what might be hidden from us in the shadow. And we try to bring it to the light, not only to become aware of it, but also so that we can heal it. So Pisces, during the cleansing ceremony, I already got plenty of messages. I got a message that someone is hiding something from you, or you are trying to hide something. The Empress came out in reverse, but then she went upright. So I have a feeling that the Divine Feminine is really going through it. They might be getting their energy more upright. You know, stepping into the feminine power, which also means that you know, whether your person and you are both stepping into your feminine power. This has to do with, you know, beauty and fertility and things like that. In the light aspect, what came up was Charmeleon, which is a fire type using slash. So I think that you have cut something off from the root, right? From the root chakra, since it's a fire type. And then in the shadow, Barabel came out. So we had Beaver Spirit come out, and it was using continuous headbutt, right? So I feel like there is a consistent you know, struggle that you are going through in the shadow, and something that you consistently have to be working on, right? And you know, Barabel in that card is building a dam. So I think that there's an aspect of trying to block out the emotions, right? Block out the water rather than, you know, emotionally navigating them. It's like, I'm just going to build a dam and like, boop, that's how you're cutting it off at the root, right? So let's see for Pisces, what is going on in their twin flame soulmate relationship. We have Chakma coming out with the right eye, wisdom. So I think that you are very much understanding this inner wisdom within yourself. You know, the right eye is associated with, you know, the right side is associated with the masculine. So I think that you are seeing more in a masculine way, right? And you are obtaining this wisdom from what you are observing. What else? What else is going on? And, you know, Pisces, you are the oldest of souls, right? Like, your wisdom is just incredible. I was just speaking to a soul sister of mine that's a Pisces, and, like, the wisdom that she just inherently has just always amazes me. I'm just like, oh, I love it. Pisces, you guys are amazing. All right, what else is going on for Pisces? Wow, yeah, Keter, the crown spirituality. You are very much focused on your spirituality, on your crown chakra, right? And it has to do with this wisdom. You are becoming so wise by how you are getting these downloads from your crown chakra, which, you know, the crown chakra is all about how you take all the data from the external world and how you compile it and how it goes into your antenna, so to speak, right? We're all just these meat machines, beep, boop, beep, booping around getting information. And the way that you are obtaining the information is really in a very spiritual way. Like, you are processing that data, and the way that it runs through you, right, is very spiritual. And that is how you are increasing the wisdom that you have within you. And along with that, we have Malkuth, the ground, the kingdom. This is helping you become grounded, right? You are very focused on your kingdom. And I felt that with the Empress energy, because it was in reverse and then went up. It felt like, you know, someone tried to bring your Empress energy into reverse and you were like, no, fuck that. And you grounded yourself, right? You understand that your body is your kingdom. You are very much grounded in that. You are getting the more spiritual implications. And I feel like that's why you cut someone off at the root, right? You slash them out because you are just very much focused on the spiritual aspects of yourself. What else is going on with the twin flame soulmate for Pisces? Whoa. Well, a lot, right? So we have the right hand, empathy, kind of coming out stuck. So again, masculine energy since it's on the right. So there is this aspect of having to have empathy, and I think it's with yourself and with others. And I feel like that, you know, the spirituality that you are, you know, the way that you're downloading things about, you know, the kingdom, which is not only within yourself, right? We have the kingdom, which is in your head, and it very much is the way you're getting these downloads and how that roots, you know, into the rest of your chakras and things. But I think that the way that you're externalizing the outside kingdom, right, what's happening in the world, is very much adding to your spirituality and causing you to be very wise. And this is very much a test of empathy on a, you know, a macroscopic scale with what's happening with the world, and a microscopic scale with what's happening with your twin flame soulmate, right? It's like you are very much getting in tune with the empathy of like, you know, I understand why things are happening the way that they are. All I can really do is focus on my spirituality and become more wise. And you're really, you know, having empathy with yourself and with others. We have Duma, the angel of dreams, coming out in reverse. So I feel like with your twin flame soulmate that, especially Pisces, since you are the dream sign, you might interact with this person a lot in the dream realm, but I feel like that's kind of put on hold right now. Like you might not be communicating in the dream realm as often. And that's probably because of everything that's going on in Pisces right now. You know, we're in the shadow of Pisces Neptune retrograde, right? Your ruling planet. So I feel like the dreamscape is not, if you are interacting with them, it's not necessarily the way that things are, right? Like Pisces, Neptune, the 12th house, all of that rules delusions and things. And when Neptune goes retrograde, the veil is very much thin between what is true and what is not. And this also wanted to pop up. Yeah, Raziel, the angel of mysteries in reverse. So I feel like you are just really having empathy with yourself and is like, you know, I don't want to contact them in the dream realm, and I'm done playing this game of mysteries of trying to find out what this person's doing or how they feel. Like you're just really having empathy with yourself and focusing on your spirituality, your own kingdom, and how that feeds into the wisdom of your soul. Beautiful, Pisces. I always love tapping into you guys. All right, let's see what is going on. What wisdom is being brought to our sweet, sweet Pisces? 5 of Wands in reverse. Yeah, you're done fighting for this, right? You're done with the, you know, childish behavior when it comes to battling about this. You know, the 5 of Wands upright, you know, 5 is being stuck in a toxic cycle that hasn't been completed when it comes to love, lust, passion, intensity, you know, your fire. And as you can see, it's like people are just blindly fighting each other, right? And they're gonna hit that bee's nest and they're all gonna be sorry motherfuckers, right? But I feel like that's you in the background of like, haha, they'll learn their lesson, you know, it's a lesson that they have to learn on their own. And I feel like that's kind of where you left it, is like they need to learn this lesson. Eventually they will hit the beehive and they will get attacked, right? And I'm just gonna sit back, and it's like you don't even want to be there to observe it anymore, right? It looks like you're really distancing yourself from this to focus on your own kingdom, and you know, you're having empathy with yourself and with this person, right? It's not in a hateful way that you're doing this. It's out of wisdom of like, yeah, I don't want to be a part of this, not even as an observer. What's the light aspect here? Coming out stuck. We have Spupa using protect and tackle. Yeah, so this is a way to protect your heart and a way to tackle, you know, to fight. So it's very much an offensive and defensive, very balanced energy, right? Tackle's only a 30 attack, so it's not that you're hurting them, right? Like, you know it hurts them by you protecting your heart chakra here, but you know that you need to do this, right? You know it's the right way, and you're done with the battle. You're not going to be one of those people blindly with a stick, you know, fighting each other, about to hit that beehive. You know, you are very much invested in protecting your heart, and that's part of the wisdom that you have, is like, no, my heart's going to hurt from this if I do it, you know, so the way that I'm going to be on the offensive is to be defensive and to protect my heart here. It says, the beaks of bird Pokemon can't begin to scratch its stalwart body. To defend itself, it spews powder. So again, it's, you know, you're trying to defend yourself by attacking, right? By spewing powder. And, you know, powder, we have snow, so it might be a little bit cold, right? It looks like you cut something off at the root. So you might be kind of putting up a powdery snow barrier, right? Of acting a little bit cold towards this person. But it's very much a protective mechanism is what I'm getting. What's the shadow here? What's the shadow here? What is the shadow? Rufflet, reckless charge in reverse. Yeah, so they might come towards you when you try to protect yourself, which makes sense, especially if it's your twin flame. That's how it works, right? But the thing is, you're done with these reckless charges. You know, every time that you try to protect yourself, they come charging on in. You know, here's the bird Pokemon with the beaks that can't hurt the stalwart body of the Spupa, you know? And, you know, they just recklessly charge towards you, you know, seeing red, not, you know, caring about the nature of your heart, right? Because they're blind. They're blind. So that's why they just recklessly charge. But you're done with that, right? You don't want them to keep recklessly charging at you. So you are very much invested in protecting your heart. And like I said, this is out of empathy and wisdom, right? Because it's part of your spiritual practice to do this. It's not out of anger or hate or anything like that. It says, they will challenge anything, even strong opponents, without fear. Their frequent fights help them become stronger. So that's the thing. You know that every time that this person recklessly charges at you and it turns to a fight, they become stronger and they leave you weak, right? They steal your power. That's what they try to do. And that's why you understand that, like, no, I need to fight back, but the way I'm going to do it is by love. And what am I going to do? I'm going to love myself by protecting my heart. Beautiful. All right, let's see about the spirituality and the kingdom. What is going on here in Pisces spiritual kingdom, which is beautiful? Could very much be associated with the body because, you know, the kingdom, you know, our body is our kingdom. We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse, the Four of Cups in reverse, and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah. So I really do feel like, yeah, there might be a little bit. The thing is, I never want to say that you shouldn't make spirituality your main focus, right? Because you should. At least in my opinion, right? And I'm sure as a Pisces you would agree. But there is the necessity, like the necessity to focus on the kingdom, right? On the ground, on the material. And it looks like that might be a little bit of a struggle. It looks like you're a little stuck here and you're not really sure how to complete that cycle. With the Six of Pentacles, we have this energy of you feeling like physically you don't have enough to give to others, right? In terms of money, housing, situation, anything tangible you can put your hands on. There's this feeling of, you know, like not being able to offer to people who really need it. And, you know, it's like with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, you can't seem to close this cycle, right? The Ten of Pentacles upright is when you have everything good, right? Like you have a stable home, your stable money, you live in a nice neighborhood, you know, you're saying howdy neighbor with your basket full of goods, you know, like life's good, you got all that you need, and it's very calm. And this is also, you know, the cycle that you complete with someone else, right? 9 is when you complete it within yourself, and 10 is when you complete it with the other person. So I feel like because you haven't been able to reach that, you know, finish that cycle with your person, of, you know, money, housing situation, anything tangible you can put your hands on, it makes you feel like you don't have anything to offer just because you can't complete that cycle. And that's not true, right? Like, yes, you have some work to do to work in the material realm, but, you know, like, you can't expect to just sit in the 4 of Cups and, you know, like, meditate it, right? Like, yes, you can manifest material wealth through, you know, through manifestation. But the thing is, you have to do stuff in the physical world in order to get it, right? There's 2 things. You have to work in the light and the shadow, right? The light being the material, the shadow being the spiritual. Or, you know, the shadow being the 5D, the light being the 3D. So, yeah, it's like, you know, the answers are within of how to do this, but it's like you're resisting what the answer is what I'm feeling. Because the 4 of Cups, you know, usually is a dream state of like not being realistic. But in this deck, I very much feel like it's like, all right, these are the cups. Let me meditate and figure out exactly what I need, right? But because it's in reverse, it's like you might feel like you don't have enough, and that's why you can't complete the cycle, right? But the thing is, in order to have enough, you have to complete it within yourself. It's not something that this other person necessarily has to be a part of, right? Like the cycle with them will be completed once you figure out how you can change your mindset about what you can physically offer. What's the light aspect? That came out fast, straight to the 10 of Pentacles. Meowth, exhausted, tackle. Yeah, so you definitely want to work on this, right? Like, I feel like you've been exhausted about this before, but you're like, I'm not done. You're very much still invested in this. And you might be releasing that exhaustion because I think that you've tirelessly, you know, try to work with this person specifically to try to complete this cycle of like, let's have, you know, combined money, live together, you know, or let's combine our physical resources, whatever that may be. Can also, you know, because it's physical, could be, you know, having a child or something, you know, planting seeds. But it's like you're exhausted trying to do it with them, but you understand that you can do this on your own, right? Like you're not ready to give up. You're not ready to give up. It says, adores round objects. It wanders the street on a nightly basis to look for drop loose change. I will also mention that Meowth, like, you know, is thirsty, right? Like you can tell he's been wandering around the desert looking for that thirst. So, and then we have, you know, people who are adoring round objects. So someone is really focused on the physical, right? The coins. And it talks about wandering the streets on a nightly basis to look for drop loose change. So I feel like there's some sort of lack mentality that you're stuck in, of feeling like I don't have enough money, I don't have a stable housing situation, yada yada. And because that's part of your mindset and what you tell yourself, it manifests that way, right? You have to change your mindset and change how you talk about money to change your relationship with money, right? It's really kind of a fake it till you make it situation. Like you have to brainwash yourself and then it starts manifesting. But you're so stuck in telling yourself that you don't have enough, or maybe that you'll never have this, or things like that. But I feel that you are not ready to give up yet. What's the shadow here? I will also say, you know, adoring round objects with this card, I usually do associate it with someone who is very much stuck in the physical in terms of like in the booty, like in the boobies, like in the balls, you know what I mean? Like very much still chasing after the material, whether that's money or just physically what things look like, you know? What's the shadow here? What's the shadow here? What's the shadow here? Let me drink some water. What's the shadow? It's beautiful that you're not ready to give up, right? Yeah. So there is a soulmate that is here that is stuck. And it's in the shadow. So maybe this person hasn't manifested yet, but it feels like they have. So you have a soulmate situation that is very much part of keeping you stuck in this cycle, is what I'm getting. Interesting. So definitely, you know, if this is your twin flame, there is a soulmate here that is very much part of this cycle in your kingdom. Might be perhaps helping you feel not exhausted to try to do this cycle. But the thing is like, you can break it with a soulmate, right? But the thing is that if the pattern repeats with this person as well, then you're stuck in it, right? So, all right. Let's see about this empathy and mysteries and dreams in reverse. What's going on here? What is going on here? The sun in reverse. Yeah, it's like, let me drink some water. So with the sun in reverse, you know, I feel like it's when the sun goes down, right? You have even more empathy for them when you're thinking about them at night, is what I'm getting. And, you know, again, I feel like, you know, what your dreams are telling you and mysteries in reverse, there's a lot of confusion is what I'm feeling. But you are really focused on the empathy, on, you know, what your heart feels of like, yes, like, even though this, like, I do still love them and I have empathy for what they're going through. And because of that, I have empathy for myself, for how I feel about this person, even though they've done this, that, and the other thing, but I'm still, you know, forgiving myself, you know, for loving them. And it's good to always choose love. That's showing healthy, you know, a healthy heart chakra. But you know that you need to protect it, which is even more healthy, right? Of having empathy with yourself. So I feel like things are just not coming to light, right? Things are very unclear with the sun in reverse. It's a little bit of kind of a sad energy is what I'm picking up. And I'm sorry to hear that, Pisces. Like, the sun is still here, which is beautiful, but there is some sadness in this card with the sun in reverse. It just feels like, you know, you feel like this. You know, I'm hearing like Adele, like, you could have had it all, right? Or we could have had it all. And that's what I'm feeling is like, you know, everything could be perfect, but it's just not that way. And you're really looking deep within to have empathy for that situation. What's the light energy here? What is the light energy here? It's funny, I just saw, oh my God, yes, I just saw this deck when I said what's the light energy, and I just got it. I haven't used it yet, but it's Work Your Light Oracle deck. So the thing is that I was going to say, like, possibly, you know, find a light worker or maybe get an oracle deck or someone that you know, who does tarot and things like that. And what is it? Charmeleon, call for support. So it's funny because Aries got a similar message as well. Like, you can't do this alone type energy. So I do feel like there is a reason to call somebody for support. And this was the card that came up in the cleansing ceremony, but it was reversed using slash, right? Cutting it off at the root. So I really do feel like this is, you have the need to have a friend around you, right? And to, you know, find something in a book, right? There's a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom that someone else can offer you as well that you might find in reading or with a friend, possibly one that you grew up with, right? Like the series of cards from Charmander to Charmeleon to Charizard. Again, we have like Dragon Spirit coming out. It's very much, well, technically Charizard's not a dragon, but it is, okay? It is. And Wow, I'm like seeing this beautiful like structure that looks like this, but it's many of them. And it's like a mountainous region that are made out of crystals like this. And I'm seeing a dragon like fly around them. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Anyway, so I do feel that there's the need to call for support. We have a house in the background, so it could be a family member. But really, I do feel like it's someone that you've grown up with that can very much help shed light on this. It says, my precious friend who is always with me. I have so many things I want to tell you. So yeah, I feel like having a good chat with someone who understands, you know, and just calling in your support system to help you with this empathy and maybe to help make sense of your dreams, you know, to make things not so much of a mystery, right? But I like I said, I did feel this energy of like part of the way that you're having empathy is no longer questioning what this person's doing, right? Like, I'm done with the mystery. I'm just going to protect myself. I don't need you continuously recklessly charging at me. But yeah, I feel like there's some friends that can always be with you. All right, what's the shadow here? Coming out stuck. Rhyhorn using takedown. Yeah, this is a fight, right? It's a fighting type. They are going to continuously try to take you down, right? That's just how energetically it works in these sorts of relationships. If it's your twin flame, like, they are going to keep fighting for this to try to bring you down, right? And you know that they just recklessly charge at you, and that's why you need to protect yourself. It says it is inept at turning because of its 4 short legs. It can only charge and run in one direction. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, this person can't change their course. They just want to keep recklessly charging at you because energetically, right, they're bonded to you. So, you know, you're doing what you need to do by protecting yourself and obtaining this wisdom and focusing on your spirituality. You do have work to do in the physical, but, you know, they can't change their course, right? They're just going to keep recklessly charging at you, and it's your responsibility to call in for support to, you know, protect your heart. They also might be short because it talks about the 4 short legs. So we're going to take a look at and see what you need to hear about love right now. But I am offering an extended. The link is in the description box below if you would like to look deeper. What I'm going to do is look deeper into what you can do to help protect your heart and, you know, to energetically force them to get out of this, you know, ridiculous 5 of Wands situation that they're in. That you have stepped out of, and I'm so proud of you for that, Pisces. We'll also take a look at how we can clear some of these blockages so that you can really get your pentacle game where you want it to be. And then we will also take a look deeper at how we can get this sun upright, right? Like, how can we get the light into this along with this empathy and maybe some of the support that you might need. So let's see. What does Pisces need to hear about love right now? What does Pisces need to hear about love? Sometimes the heart sees what the eyes cannot. Going right to the rufflet, using reckless charge. I really feel like you don't want to see them, right? Your heart sees, your heart knows what the eyes, you know, the heart sees what the eyes cannot. So I feel like you physically don't want to look at them, you don't want to see them, but your heart knows that, right? Your heart knows that they're the one, but you're like, I can't even see you right now because they're blind, right? And that's another thing, they're blind. They're physically blind to what this is, right? And they have their blindfold on, just waving that stupid stick around. And, you know, but their heart knows, and that's why they always come to you, is because energetically their heart is just attached to you. What else does Pisces need to hear about love? Okay. For hearing my thoughts, understanding my dreams, and being my best friend, for filling my life with joy and loving me without end, I do. Wow. So if you want to get to that place, right, like, definitely, if you don't already know this, they want to marry you, right? They want that like ultimate commitment sort of thing. And it can manifest. It can manifest in this. And I feel like that's what you want out of this too. But again, there are blockages here for the material world. So yeah, we will definitely look deeper into that. All right, Pisces, like I said, if you want to follow me into the extended, the link is in the description box below. If you're interested in booking a private reading, you can feel free to email me at sachithescorpio@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me via Instagram at sachithescorpio. And if not, then I hope to see you again for your next reading, Pisces. I love you very much, and I'm sending you a big hug and kiss on your third eye. Mwah.